secrets of Cartoonia. This is Morgan, my new friend. Fabulous mystical powers revealed to me the day I held with my magic sword. By the power of you two!
I have the camera! And Morgan became the sarcastic Anexandros.
And I became the mighty Blackheart, the most powerful beard on the internet. Only 3 others know our secret. My wife, his wife, and the dog. Together we defend the land of the nerds from the evil forces of normality.
Hi, welcome. I am Captain Blackheart.
I'm Anexandros.
And you are watching Nerdbeards.
I thought we were doing the Budweiser thing today. Did I misunderstand it?
Beards.
Apparently we're not doing the Budweiser thing. All right.
Hey, you ever notice how many cartoons we watched as kids were really long commercials for the toys?
Yeah, there was Smurfs, there was G.I. Joe. Let's see, there was Barbie, there was My Little Pony, there was Mask, there was... Oh, you're waiting me to get to a point. Mm-hmm. Which one do I think is the worst? He-Man.
He-Man. Yes, He-Man. And there's a whole history to it.
Hi guys. Hello. Moon Sedai here. I hear you starting this argument right now about the toys or cartoons with He-Man, and I know if I don't stop you, y'all are going to start an argument and it's going to take forever. Let me settle the argument here. You want to know about the history of Masters of the Universe? Moon Sedai knows everything. The show aired from 1982 to 1985, but the history of the franchise began much sooner than that. You see, the story begins in 1976 when Mattel declined a $750,000 offer to produce action figures for the Holy Trinity. Well, Mattel learned its mistake because by not spending the $750 grand, they lost out on making millions of dollars for the Holy Trinity, and couldn't make a competitive toy line. They decided the best way to try to compete was to make toys that were marketable in an easy format for children. And they came up with He-Man. They built 3 models for this toy line: a barbarian, a soldier, and a spaceman. The production department took these to the marketing team, and the marketing team chose the barbarian. All 3 models had this generic name of He-Man, and because it could have fit with anything, this big masculine dude. And this big masculine He-Man barbarian became the centerpiece of the storyline that they developed for all the toys they were going to do for this new line. While Mattel was developing the toys, they were also in contract with the rights holders for Conan the Barbarian to begin developing toys for that company. That didn't work out, and Mattel dropped out of the deal shortly before releasing He-Man. Mattel got sued by Conan. Mattel won. Ultimately, you can't really copyright the idea of a barbarian. It was seen as an homage, not a ripoff. Comics were developed also about the same time as the toys were through DC. The first 11 comics were produced by, like I said, DC Comics, and then after those were put out, Mattel took over, releasing the comics with the toys. It wasn't quite a complete marketing scheme, however. So Mattel went to Filmation producer Lou Scheimer, and they're like, "Hey Lou, buddy, do you want to produce our cartoon?" He looked at the comics, he looked at the storyline and said, "I don't like this storyline, it's kind of dumb. I'll produce it, but you got to give me creative control. And if you do that, I will try to syndicate it." Cool, awesome, we'll do it. And they gave it to him, he produced it, and syndication, the show's on the air. Lou Scheimer managed to help save money for the cartoons by voicing several of the voices. He was Orko, King Randor, Stratos. They'll use one actor to be many roles. John Irwin voiced Prince Adam, He-Man, Ram-Man, Beast-Man, and a couple of other actor voices along the way. Linda Gary was Tila, the Sorceress, and Evil Lyn, as well as a whole bunch of voices on She-Ra. Alan Oppenheimer was Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Cringer, Battle-Cat. And like I said with the other actors, they played a lot of other little miscellaneous voices whenever a new toy came up or they needed a new bad guy. While we're talking about production, let's not forget to talk about the film Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren as He-Man and Frank Langella as Skeletor. The film had very little to do with the animated series. It had He-Man in it, it had Skeletor. They're battling on Earth trying to get back to Eternia, and the strongest thing I remember is that post-credit scene, the first one I ever saw as a kid. Skeletor creeping up from this big pile of ooze. I'll be back. Scared the crap out of me when I was little. But Frank Langella really did a good job as Skeletor. And it also earned him a massive amount of cool dad points because his little 4-year-old son loved He-Man, loved Skeletor. That's why he took that role, and that's why this very classically trained actor took a role that would otherwise be considered a little too goofy for him. But back to your original question, yes, He-Man was a toy first. The FCC didn't like half-hour toy commercials airing, so they wouldn't allow the syndication channels to air commercials for the toys during the cartoons. Okay, so I can't advertise my new He-Man toy during He-Man. Okay, I'll advertise She-Ra toys during He-Man then. She-Ra. Just a way to get girls to buy toys from us as well. The combination of cool toys, flashy cartoons brought in a lot of money, and over a course of 130 episodes, a Christmas special, and then the She-Ra crossover, and all of She-Ra's episodes, Mattel and Filmation created a great franchise that brought in a lot of money and some really cool memories for us.
Well, let's, what does the story of He-Man really boil down to, really? If you look at it from its first episode, it's just like the story of Superman.
Superman?
Mm-hmm.
Alien life, because his mom's an alien from Earth. Let's see. Super breath, super strong, does the quick change. All right, yeah, I guess I could see Superman in there. I'd be willing to go for that. All right, it does deal. Let's see. I think he even runs around the planet a couple times in 1 or 2 episodes. Okay, so yeah, I'll work with that.
Okay, well, let's tell the story of He-Man then.
We have to.
Yes, we do. Prince Adam adopts a green kitty cat, his fearless friend, Cringer.
Are all cats green in there?
I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. Well, some point afterward, the sorceress gives him the sword. Wow. And with fabulous mystical powers...
Why him?
Don't know. And discovers terrifies his cat by shooting lightning at it.
Wait, he shoots lightning out of his magic sword. Does he also get to blow up Marshmallow Men, clean up ghosts, get rid of Gozer the Gozerian, clean up the streets of New York City? I'm on the wrong movie, aren't I?
Anyway.
Whatever.
Shooting his cat full of lightning makes the cat larger, braver, and more confident. But what does He-Man get out of the deal?
Hold on, I can figure this out. Let's see. New pants, loincloth, bondage gear.
A wardrobe change.
Well, there's actually a reason for that. It's because they're selling a toy and they're trying to save money on making models and parts and such. So when they make the mold and they make everything the same way, it's real easy to just pump that stuff out. All you gotta do is make skin for He-Man, make it light blue for Fakor and Skeletor, although Fakor got a sticker. It's green for Man-at-Arms. It's it is a white body with peach arms for Adam, green for Man-at-Arms, and Beastman is orange. He gets fun fur.
Fun fur, yes.
Always fun.
All right, well, speaking of, there's this running idea that Barbie, stay with me here, teaches girls unrealistic body images. Well, what about He-Man? I mean, You may have been in the military.
Wow.
Even at our peak physical condition, we would never even come close to looking like He-Man.
I don't know. I had a little 4-pack going. That kind of helped. And then, of course, there was a sergeant I had in AIT who was so built he couldn't put his arms behind his back. Little bitty legs. Big from the waist up.
Well,
He used to run kind of like a little gorilla. It's kind of cute.
Well, if you guys had a 4-pack or a 6-pack, that means that I had a 1-pack.
We were in Germany. I think that was probably a keg. Are we going anywhere with this?
Now, well, back to the plot.
All right, let's go back to the plot.
Let's look at the first 3 episodes.
Okay,
there was Diamond Ray of Disappearance, Tila's Quest, and Colossus Awakes. The first episode, Diamond Ray of Disappearance, the ray causes you to disappear when you look at it.
So if I close my eyes and come in swinging, I'm immune.
In this episode, the pretty pink palace comes under attack, and Tila, the captain of the guards, asks the king and queen for permission to call the guards.
Absolutely. You have to ask permission for doing your job every time you do your job. We're filming here.
Yeah, I need to make sure I have permission to post our video on landofnerds.com and on our Facebook page when we're done shooting.
Yeah, of course you have permission.
It's kind of your job. You are our editor.
Well, I would always have to ask permission from the king and queen.
Why am I the queen? We're in the middle of filming here. We'll talk about this later. Where were we?
I'm the king.
I don't like where our relationship is going.
All right. Well, ultimately, Skeletor is defeated by He-Man because he does 2 things. Two things. He deflects the ray from the diamond with his sword and crushes it with his bare hands.
Sounds like a Superman ripoff. You're absolutely right. And of course, you can't forget Tila and her useless Lois Lane. Oh, help me, Superman. This is supposed to be the captain of the guard, men underneath her, and she cannot figure out that this hulking beefcake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I really like the term beefcake? No, but I understand where we're trying to go with this. Just go with me here. But there's no change from the neck up.
No.
Superman puts on glasses, maybe changes his hair a little bit, something. He-Man, because they're trying to copy the toy to the cartoon, has no change from the neck up.
Same freaking haircut.
Yeah, same freaking haircut. Absolutely.
I think that's a good place to go into episode 2.
Okay.
Okay? Where Tila goes on a quest to find her mom.
Well, that's not going to make much sense since the mom kind of hangs out near them. Then the dad is, man-at-arms, which we find out in first episode. And he's also one of the people who knows He-Man's secret, and I know the Sorceress knows it too, and Orko. But don't we already find out that it's the Sorceress who is the mom, since they both have red hair? It's not like she ran off, far away. It's basically, here, take my kid, but I'm going to stay in the picture. Well, that's very confusing.
Look, the whole episode is fucking bullshit, okay?
Is it really?
As Tila discovers this, the Sorceress goes on a long monologue about how, why she gave up Tila, and how Tila is her heir.
Okay.
Okay? Then, magic, Tila forgets.
Okay, that's going to confuse me because at the end of the episode, she does the moral for that. And when she's talking about, hey kids, we've got adopted parents, and remember we were talking about in this episode how I lost my mom. Wait, how can she do that if she just got magicked?
Magic?
No.
Yeah,
you're right. A little bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I want to take a moment to talk about Man-at-Arms and Orko. In this particular episode, their argumentative relationship is clearly defined. When Man-at-Arms walks into his lab to yell at Orko for messing around, Orko builds a music box out of a box of bomb parts.
Okay. Wait.
It's like Orko didn't hear it ticking while making the music box for the Royals.
Well, at any time, Man-at-Arms really, instead of just losing his temper, could have gone to the king and the queen and said, love your court jester, think he's awesome, he's kind of pink, looks like a ripoff of the Dark Mage from Final Fantasy, but can you keep him out of my area? Because I don't really find him funny, and he's probably going to build a weapon of mass destruction. He just built a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, and then they took it, and they threw it in the water.
Are we talking like the ocean?
And it wouldn't blow up after you did it. No, there was this little container that they threw it in that happened to be
tank?
wearing like something that you would put hot metal into.
Oh, okay, like a barrel of water?
Yeah, basically a
that's
big
not
barrel
gonna
of water.
fly.
All right, and Orko was like, "Ha ha ha ha! I didn't blow up the planet. It's funny because I made a bomb."
Yeah, you can't make bombs in modern cartoons, dude. That's not funny post-millennium and the whole...
It's funny because I made a bomb.
But you can't... Bombs are funny in like Spy vs. Spy or Warner Brothers cartoons. It just doesn't work here.
No. But now episode 3. There is that is a particularly interesting story called Colossal Awaits.
Okay.
This episode, Skeletor has a weapon that can turn people into stone and animate stone.
Okay, well my question is, at some point, the He-Man and the rest of them are taken to this machine and they're told that the statues are going to turn solid or unchanging, or you've lost them, basically like Medusa, at midnight. How in the holy hells of Eternia do they know private or that midnight, that at that moment it's permanent is the word I wanted, not private? How do they know? I mean, are we going with fairy tale rules? Did we pop a Cinderella? It's brand new technology. How do they know?
Listen, the only thing that we get out of this episode...
Valuable?
is that Ram Man and Stratos are completely useless.
Oh, you get that in absolutely. The first 3 episodes, you have figured that out.
Ram Man likes hitting his head on stuff, and Stratos showers bad guys with flower pots, feathers, and fabulousness.
And she called me the queen. Okay. Actually, have you ever noticed that every time Ram Man headbutts someone, now he has a concussion? Because it's funny.
No. All right. He-Man, like every other TV show of our childhood, always ends with the moral.
The moral. The PSA.
All right. It was a way for broadcasters to get public service announcements masqueraded as entertainment and commercials, meeting 3 requirements all at once.
Education, entertainment, and bringing in the money.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And this one, then we cut to the moral, because the moral is massively required to get the big money. They're running. They're running sideways because they're running right to left on the screen. And then they start talking about seeing a doctor before you do your exercise. Now, I get kids are important. Kids are cool. I like the running. I like the exercise. Dude, we did PT in the Army. I love that. So here's my question. What the hell does that have to do with this episode?
Nothing to do with this particular episode. This is the first one where it's obvious that the morals are just random PSAs in disguise.
Just jammed right at the end, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've covered the first 3 episodes. Is He-Man worth watching?
Yes, of course it's worth watching.
Okay.
Because I used to watch it when I was 5. That makes it worth watching, right?
Well, you've got 3 kids. Would they watch it?
No, they wouldn't.
Why?
Because the animation and the morals of today really cannot identify with kids today.
Even running with scissors running with the doctor?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't take your kid to make sure they're going to be good before you send them on a marathon?
You've got to remember that this is the day and age where Saturday morning cartoons no longer exist.
You're right. Absolutely right. It just happened like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, not too long ago at all.
Okay, so you would not force He-Man on your kids?
I wouldn't force He-Man on the kids, but if they found it, then I would lovingly watch it with them.
Okay, all right. So good for nostalgia, but kind of outdated.
Completely outdated.
Okay, well, then I guess we should probably make sure that they know that I'm Anexandros.
And I'm Captain Blackheart.
And you can catch us once again on Land of Nerds, where you possibly found us on YouTube. We've got more stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm. Check out Facebook and Twitter at Land of Nerds. Go to landofnerds.com. All right. We'd like to leave you.
Do we have a Twitter?
Do we have a Twitter? Yes, we have a Twitter.
We
also
have
have an Instagram.
We have an Instagram?
We have an Instagram.
Dude, we gotta get on Instagram. Dude, please don't let them. You can't tell them about the Instagram because they're gonna see pictures of me and I'll look weird.
Oh, I know, right?
Okay.
Well, you look weird anyway.
Okay.
All right, so let's leave these guys with a wonderful PSA as run by the best character on He-Man.
Skeletor.
No.
Beastman.
No.
Man-at-Arms.
No. Ram Man.
In today's story, I sure was busy. Boy, did that hurt. Ramming things may look like fun, but it really isn't. Trying to use your head the way I do is not only dangerous, it's dumb. I mean, you could get hurt badly. So listen to Rami, play safely, and when you use your head, use it the way it was meant to be used, to think. Until later, so long.